Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone, my name is Muhammad Fikri, student ID 2010931025. On this occasion, we form Group 1, Class A, who want to explain the introduction and use of Protime Estimation software. Happy watching everyone. Okay, there are outlines of my explain. First, introduction to Protime Estimation software. And the second one is introduction to Protime Estimation software features. Okay, we will talk about introduction to Protime Estimation software. Protime integrates video observed time estimation and predetermined time estimation into one low-cost, easy-to-use application. ProPlanner's Protime Estimation model organize your elemental time data in an easy-to-use spreadsheet format. Studies can be referenced within the other ProPlanner models and roll up to calculate time for operation or display with word instruction with assembly planner. Breaking the times down into estimate, observe, or calculate times allow for easy input independent of what types of time information your operation already have documented. You can optimally integrate video of work tasks and perform both observe and predetermined study. Example, MTM, MODEPS, and actation. Form the same video clip and reconcile your lesson. In addition, video segments from your time studies are automatically available for reference with your work instruction. This is benefit of using Protime. 1. Reduce estimation time. The second one is save money on software. Third, improve the accuracy and consistency. 4. Identify learn improvement opportunities. 5. Support your legacy time standard while transitioning to new ones. And the last is communicate elemental time definition. Next, using Protime on your next time study project is a simple 3-step process. The first one is begin by list the tasks that will be performed, even the optional ones in the familiar spreadsheet interface. The tasks can be listed in any order. 2. Watch the task, watch the video, or imagine the work being performed, and simply select the record button for observed tasks, or select the task from the time study tables from predetermined tasks. And the last is now specify your allowance. Verify your VA and VBN defaults and select the calc button to compute your task time and generate your final report. If you can imagine a task, then you can study it in minutes with Protimes. Okay, this is the example of using Protime. This is calculate time report. Next, we will talk about introduction to Protime estimation software features. The Protime estimation models allows the user to perform 3 different types of time study: calculate, estimate, and observe. Note, you can have multiple study files open at one time if you are working on multiple process or operation studies. For example, 1. Calculate time. The calculate time is based on predetermined time systems. Example, linkages for describe human motion. ProPlanner supports MODEPS, MOS, and all MTM standard. such as MTM1, MTMB, MTMUAS, and etc. See the predetermined time study section to see the system currently support. 2. Estimate time. The estimated time is typically based on historical data or past experience. 3. Observed time. The observed time is based on classical stopwatch time studies. The user can either perform a watch study by observing the task directly, or record a video of the task and perform the stopwatch study from that video. Next, we will talk about observed time type. The observed time control allows you to record stopwatch time. You can do a stopwatch by either observe the operator live or by tagging frame forms a video. Performing on observed time study. 1 is open the application and go to file new. 2. Enter the study properties and the study ID is the required. The others files are optional. 3. You can begin by entering your list of tasks in the task tab, or go to the observe time tab immediately and enter the task there. 4. Continue on the video observation method or stopwatch observation method instruction to proceed. Okay, we will discuss about calculate time tab. The calculate time tab allows you to perform a study based on predetermined time system. To perform calculate time study, open an exit study by going to file, open, or create a number one. 1 is open the application and go to file new. 2. Enter the study properties. A study ID is required. The other files are optional. 3. You can begin by entering your list of tasks in the task tab or go to the calculate time tab immediately. 4. Enter your list of tasks in the time data table on the left by entering an ID for each or task description. Next, select the desired predetermined time system from the time standard drop-down. Once the standard is selected, the editor format at the bottom will change. For example, MTMB is the text-based system where MODAPS is code-based system, so their respective editors look different. 7. The next step is to select the task for which you want to perform your calculate time study. 8. If you have select MTMB, simply type in the element to perform your study. 9. Once all elements have been defined, you can fill in details about the element frequency, instruction, and the value or non-value at that time. 10. Sometimes system allow specification of internal element. And the last is when you are finished with the study for one task, return to the time data table on the left and select your next task to perform a calculate study. Okay, we will talk about the estimated time tab. The estimate time type control allow the user to enter and estimate typically historical time value for a given task. To perform an estimate time study, open an existing study by going to File, Open, or create a new one. First, open the application and go to File New. Second, enter the study properties. A study ID is required and the other files are optional. 3. You can begin by entering your list of tasks and the task tab, or go to the estimate time tab immediately. Or enter your list of tasks by entering an ID for each or task description. Type or pass form an outside spreadsheet, a normal time, and allowance if desired for each task. The standard time of each task will be calculated and displayed for you. And the last, you can also define its task as value added, no value added, semi-value added, or combination of each. Type in the time value in the appropriate cell, or double click in the VA and VA or SVA cells for a particular task row to open up a detailed task classification interface in which to enter at these values. Okay, that's all for me. Okay, that's all for me. If there are words that are wrong, I apologize. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Raihan and my student ID is 2010932029 from group 1. In this part of video, I will explain about observe time in test table. So in the screen, we can see the test table. After we count the time from the observation table, we can see this all like ID, status, description, task index, valuable edit, and non-variable edit, and semi-variable edit, and classification total, normal time, standard time, time. So in this table, we can add a valuable edit with two ways. You can use a manual like this, like in this line 3, I will add like 3. But in the other way, we can use an automatic from this application. If we want to use it, we can double click to the column that we want, like this. We can choose which detail we can which detail we want to use, and then we can add time to the detail that we want. After that, we can get a classification total, and then we should adjust to the normal time, and then we get the standard time, and so on to the last line, the H line, to get the valuable edit and finish the task table. Okay, it's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone, my name is Muhammad Fikri student ID 201093 1025. On this change, we form group 1 class A, want to explain using calculate time in Protime Estimation. Happy watching everyone. Okay, we will discuss about calculate time. In this in this case study, we use the 8 tasks. In the first, the task description is giving water to a mountain of sand. And this is the video. From the video, we conclude the type is M, the frequency is 1, the left description is walk, the left time is 5.3, the left code is W1FT, and the normal time is 5.3, and the total time is 5.3. The second task is mixing water with a mountain sand, and this is the video. From the video, we conclude that the type is M, the frequency is 1, and the left description is pick up an object with interference, and the left time is 10.8. The left code is G1C3, and the normal time is 10.8, and the total time is 10.8. The third task is putting a mixture of water and sand into the dumping machine. And this is the video. From the video, we conclude that the type is M, the frequency is 1, the left description is regrabs, change grabs with relinquish, and the left time is 5.6, and the left code is G2, and the normal time is 5.6, and the total time is 5.6. Okay, next, the task description is loading clay into the cart, and this is the video. From the video, we learned that the type is M, the frequency is 1, the left description is pick up an object with interference, the left time is 10.8, the left code is G1C3, and the normal time is 10.8, and the total time is 10.8. And next task is sprinkle wet sand mold, and this is the video. Okay, from the video, we conclude that the type is M, the frequency is 1, the left description is turn body complete when leading leg contact floor, and the left time is 18.6, and the left code is TBC1, and the normal time is 18.6, and the total time is 18.8. Okay, next. The task description is putting the clay mixture into the mold, and this is the video. Okay, from the video, we conclude that the type is M, the frequency is 1, the left description is select an object jumbled with other object, and the left time is 7.3, then the left code is G for A, and the normal time is 7.3, and the total time is 7.3. And the next task is throw away the rest of the data. Okay, this is the video. Okay, from the video, we conclude that the type is M, the frequency is 1, the left description is reach to object in non-fixed location, and the left time is 6.5, and the left code is error 5A, and the normal time is n point and 6.5, and the total time is 6.5. And the last task is putting raw bricks to drying. And this is the video. Okay, and in the last video, we conclude that the type is M, the frequency is 1, the left description is what when upstroke or with wake, and the left time is 7.0, and the left code is W1PO, and the normal time is 17.0, and the total time is 17.0. Okay, that's all for the calculate time, and that's all for me. Thanks for it. Thanks for your attention, and assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Hi everyone, my name is Muhammad Afreza with my student ID of 2009 from class A of Work Study and Design and Measurement. And in this section, we will try to explain about the calculated time using this BMO standard or method. And you see from this video that we already had here that we have 8 tasks or 8 sequences. First, we will do the obtain and hold object ID 725 right hand and with the sequence of A3, B0, G1, A3, B0, P0, and A3. As you can see from this code editor that this means a general move and there's a sequence for that. So we already see that if A3 that means 1 to 2 step, B0 that means no bend, G1 means like object, and B0 means bend or rise of none, and A3 that means that it's 1 to 2 steps, P0 that means that it's hold, toss, and strike, and A3 means that it's 1 to 2 steps. So it's a sequence. Then we can see from the non-value added is that since this goes with or to reach the tools and return, that means that it's part of the non-value added. It's a working category or tools. So it's classified as non-value added of 20 seconds. The next section is, or the next task is mixing the water with sand, which we categorize as ID 735. and to obtain and push or pull object with sequence of A1, B3, G6, M3, X6, I3, and A3. That means that the M means the move control. Since it's M3, that means that it's 2 stages with push and pull to 1 or 2 steps. That's for 6. Or since we use 3, that means that there's more than 12 inches of resistance and sit or unsit and such. We use the G6, that means that it's bulky and heavy, with I3. That means that alignment is about 2 points, less than 4 inches. And the sequence is such. Well, from the value added, non-value added, we get the SVA, which is putting together. Since this is mixing, that means that it's putting together the supplies or putting together the materials, about 30 for the time. So it's count as SVA. Then the next task or sequence, we are going to have the 735 ID to the obtain and push or pull object with sequence of A1, B6, G6, M10, X10, I6, and A3. With SVA is also 30 with the same or almost the same, as you can see from this, with almost the same. But the difference is that it's not only just putting together, but it's picking up about 17 and positioning 13. So it adds about 30 seconds of SVA. The next task is the 735, also 735, which is the obtain, push, or pull object. It's both hands. It's A1, B3, G6, M3, X6, I6, and A0 with SVA of 30. It's also identical or the same as previous, which is 17 of picking out and 13 of positioning. The next part is probably the bend and full bend, which is both hands with sequence of A3, B0, G3, A1, B6, B3, and A3. With such sequences, which is A3, it means 1 to 2 steps. G3, that means that it's heavy and bulky. B6, that means that it's, we need to have or bend and rise about 100%. P3, that means that it has adjustments and like pressure, but not heavy pressure. And A3, 1 or 2 steps. With the value added of 50, non-value added 7, and SVA of 3. As you can see here from the details, we got goes with or to reach tool, wiping, adjusting, holding and picking up, and also pre-treatment. That consists, or that's what this task consists of. And only that, we see that the next task is categorized or assigned as 727, obtain and place objects with coded time about A1, B0, G6, A1, B0, B3, A1, with the value added of 24, NVA 12, and SBA of 24. As you can see here, it goes with material and searching for that, it's 4 and 3. Then adjusting about 5, positioning about 14, and inserting about 24. So that's what this task consists of. The next task or the next step is categorized as 735, obtain and push or pull object with the sequence of A1, B0, G1, M3, X3, I3, and A1 with a frequency of 1 with value added of 13, 17. Now, how do we add this? Let's say that we already understand about the last step. How do we add this? Well, as you can see, in order to place it, we can choose from this code lookup. Let's say that we want to take this obtain and place object. We can take a look at the control or probably at the general. Just look at the ID and is it 727? Yes, it's place P3 and graphs G1. What we can do is just to double click this, and it will automatically add the new sequence or the new type of movements. If you want to change the sequence, we just double click it, the Morse code editor, and adjust it by typing the number according to this table. So that means that if we want to make it more accurate, we just need to edit this Morse codes and we're done. about the VA and VNSVA, just like the previous chapter, we just double click this and insert the time that we needed, the time that we've seen correct or accurate based on the video itself. So it's not that hard, it's actually pretty simple. Let's say that this is not necessary, we're just gonna remove rows or just delete this. And we're done. So that's all for the calculate time. So what we need to do is to understand how to make reports or the conclusion or summary of this or calculate and observe time. What we can do is just to add or go to reports, then say that we want to see the time study report. Since we're talking about calculated here, we can take a look at a calculated time study report. But if you want to take a look at the observed one, you can just by clicking this one. But because of this, let's see that we want to see the calculated one. As you can see, there is this time study time report with graphs that shows the time category. It shows a lot of NVAs, a lot of VAs too. And all of that, it also separates between the three and also sees and separates in between the categories. You can see the details here. What is the NVA stands for, what is the VA consists of, and also the SVA. Not only that, we can see the Gantt chart, so we can take a look at the progress. And we can see the task summary. Is it manual, machine, or others? What is the description, the ID, the sequence, the standard times, the VA, SV, and AVA, the frequency. So this shows that it is pretty simple, or it is not that complicated to actually use this product or this program. What you can do, what you want to do is just to understand how this works. By how this works, what I mean is to understand how BMOST work, how MTM works, and others. So that's basically the conclusion of this using program. So I would like to say thank you and probably see you next time.